And I'm gonna press the got it sign on for the recording. And I thought to write a story this time myself. So very bold of me, and I haven't done this thing before, so I hope it's not too boring for you. The Malahat Room and how an afterthought helped create a neighborhood. For 10 years, I lived at Tree Lane Estates, 2 condo tower complexes on Gorge Road here in Victoria. What attracted me to this building was the landscape grounds and natural surroundings on the property, the building's natural brick exterior, and 2 common rooms, a woodworking shop, and a penthouse lounge. The penthouse lounge was called the Malahat Room and was added during a recent renovation of the buildings and the space. And it was the space on the property I used most, other than my own condo. It was a fairly neutral space, devoid of decoration, except for one awful mass-produced reproduction of an abstract painting on one wall that kind of fit the color theme of the room. But that was okay, because it also had floor-to-ceiling windows on 2 sides of the room with sliding doors, and the other window in front of us as we entered the room, the other wall was half filled with windows. It was a breathtaking view of the city and Soap Hills in the distance, and that was the decoration. What else did it need, in my opinion? It had 2 couches, 2 armchairs, 4 expanding tables with chairs, and a bathroom. It looked like an afterthought of the recent full building and property reno. Just enough effort put into it to make it usable. It was not professionally decorated like the rest of the building was. But I came to use the Malahat Room twice a week or more to write grants for the nonprofit I ran from home, do artwork, Tai Chi on the deck, or to read. It was used once a week for card games and a monthly strata council meeting. But other than that, it seemed mainly unused until I came. It could be booked exclusively for once a month by a tenant or owner of the condo for up to a day. I eventually held board meetings, AGMs with parties, no amplified music, and volunteer orientation sessions there. One day, the caretaker manager said to me, it would be best if this was made into a suite. It could be rented for a lot and make the strata council money. But to the council, to their credit, never did that. And the more I used it, the more I saw other people using it. Many I would not have met otherwise, even in the hall or elevator. My usual friendly hello to fellow owners, such as a group of hijab-wearing women, resulted in an invitation to a birthday party in the Malahat Room. One couple I saw only in the Malahat Room. They owned and rented out their suite. They booked the Malahat Room for mahjong games when they were in town, or just to bring friends, who entered into discussions with of traditional Chinese medicines. There were rules for the use of the Malahat Room, open between 8 to 10. Clean up the dishes, counters, and fridge after use. Put the couches and tables back into place. No amplified music for parties. But the rules were broken, and if that use did not affect the owner below, if the council or caretaker did not have to go out of their way, it was okay. Grandchildren would stargaze at night, lying their sleeping bags down on the deck. I told them where not to step on the patio deck, so the concrete tiles would not thump and make a noise for the people below. And sometimes in the morning, I did Tai Chi at 7 a.m. I began to see more people up there to read, have lunch with a friend, or pop in to get a book from the little but excellent library. There was no Wi-Fi, so people only brought their computers to write with and not watch movies. A group of us watched summer fireworks and the eclipse of the sun from the top deck. When the city of Victoria first offered grants for neighborhoods to plan activities of community building, I brought the grant info to the Strata Council, and they were already on it. They formed a committee. Now, the city of Victoria considers Tree Lane Estates condo towers a vertical neighborhood. And we became more in this sort of just a designation of vertical neighborhood. We became a neighborhood. Strata councils have to deal with hard issues on spending money at times, and differences of opinions can create hard feelings. The grant was initially used to schedule monthly dinners, one person or unit cooking food from their culture or what they were familiar with or from their travels. And this helped people come together despite their differences. We started inviting groups from the surrounding neighborhoods to present food. We branched out to generate other ideas of the use of the Malahat Room and how the surrounding neighborhoods might be included in an event. other areas of the grounds became meeting places as well. Benches were added and people started picnic at the barbecue. This afterthought of a common room became a welcoming and inclusive neighborhood space. And it shifted how we thought of our condo buildings and how we lived together. It had demonstrated how important welcome common spaces are in communities. Our next song will be Go Lift It Up